Welcome back to a new guide section during a stream, and maybe later, like I'm gonna also upload it later on YouTube without any flashy thumbnails or clickbait titles. No time for that. I'm gonna do it on stream as always, and as always, if you have any questions, you can ask it at the end of the stream, or at the end of this guide section, or below in the comments. Now we're gonna talk today about the Acrasium and the tier 2.5 gear progression. You should already know that they have added Acrasium as a upgrade material for the weekly rate gear, which wasn't the case for Korea, and a lot of guys are angry about it, especially a lot of Russians, which makes sense. People intended to just polish the weekly rate gear and the PvP gear for GVGs both at the same time, which would have been possible without the Acrasium change. Now, we have those changes, and you have to focus on one of the gear to polish. So you have to either pick the weekly rate gear to polish first, or the PvP gear. And if you go for the PvP gear, you will lose damage for weekly rates, and the other way around. So people might think this is a pay-to-win move. Of course, Mail RU had the Acrasium and shop in mind, so if there was no Acrasium needed, people could just go for weekly rate gear and won't have to buy anything from the shop. It's definitely a bad move. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but it's not pay-to-win because there's no need to buy Acrasium from the shop. You can check out this website later if you want to know the requirements to upgrade your gear. For example, how many PvP tokens you need to upgrade it. But the most important thing you need to know is that you need maximum 705 Acrasium to polish everything. Also keep in mind, I already explained that all those gears will require at least one material. For PvP it's this one. For weekly there's orbs here. Those are gated. And you will be gated not by Acrasium, but you will be gated by those materials. You can only obtain a certain amount per week, so like 3 or 4, and you can only upgrade or polish 3 out of 5 gear parts once per week. Round about that should be the case. So first of all, no, not gated by Acrasium. Now, I did some maths here, and I'm gonna go through those stuff. At the end, you should be able to realize why I would not recommend to buy anything from the Cashshop, and it's not needed. First thing is Rohandel will get released according to the roadmap next month, which means tier 2.5 gear, which we will get in 2 days, will be still the best gear. Rohandel gear won't go higher item level wise. The next content, which will require from you to max or to have a max out tier 2.5 gear, is the tier 5 rate, or are the tier 5 rates. And if we're gonna get it after Rohandel, then we should get it at least in 2 months. It can also take longer. So Rohandel will be next month, so we won't get tier 5 next month. So we have at least 2 months until we have to reach 555 item level to do the tier 5 rates. Now, brace yourself, quite a few numbers here. And what I can tell you already is those Acrasium numbers are from the perspective of a casual player and from someone who doesn't spend anything or buy anything from the Cashshop. So first of all, full tier 4 raid gear costs 390 Acrasium2. So most of you who want to do weekly raid should already have a 520 gear score full gear, or around about that. And if you dismantle it, you will get 80% of the Acrasium2 invested back. So you will have already 312 Acrasium. Keep that in mind. You will have already 312 Acrasium if you salvage your current gear, tier 4 gear, or tier 4 raid gear, or the current tier 2 PvP or life skill gear. By doing free-to-play Acrasium2 activities. Those are these here, and I won't include Beatrice +1 ticket, which will allow you to do one more Eponas. I won't even include the Chaos Gate Acrasium2, so there are multiple Chaos Gates per week, and you can earn multiple Acrasium during the week, depending on when you can. I won't even include those in the numbers here down below, and I won't include the Labyrinth. So we already have the Acrasium 1 Labyrinth in Burn, but with Rohandel, we should get the second Labyrinth, and you should be able to get weekly Acrasium from the Labyrinth too, similar to the current Labyrinth. And we will get it next month, and I won't include that either. So just the basic stuff. 2 Acrasium from land maps per day, 2 Acrasium from Chaos Event Dungeon, and 2.5 Acrasium from Eponas dailies. It's 2.5 because it's not based on Eponas done, but it's based on bags opened. So that's why 2.5, which means each day you can get 6.5 Acrasium per day. And then we have, of course, weekly Eponas. You can get up to, if you don't use any tickets, if you don't spend any money on Cashshop, 3 Acrasium2 per week. So in 2 months, which is the minimum time we have, or like the time where you have to reach 555 item level, you will just earn by adding or by doing the daily stuff, you will get 414 Acrasium2. If you add 414 and the 312 from the salvage stuff together, you will have 726. A lot of numbers. I hope I tried to make it simple as possible. So you will have 726 Acrasium in total by just doing the basic stuff in 2 months. And as you know, we need 750 Acrasium to max out any of the gear, tier 2.5 gear parts, as you could see in the website earlier, which I showed. If you just do quite a few Chaos Gates or a few weeks the Labyrinth and Rohandel, you will have enough Acrasium. So that's why I wouldn't suggest, even if Mail RU intended to make the change just so that people won't ignore Acrasium2, so that they most likely has to buy the Acrasium from Marie's shop. I wouldn't recommend to buy it because you have enough time, even as a casual. All those daily activities should take you maximum 2 hours, and in 2 months you will have enough Acrasium to have the 555 item level. And don't worry about rushing. The only reason you need to rush item level would be if Mail RU makes an event like we had the last month,